Hi, welcome back to Messy Tea with Tay. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content. Supporters recently noticed that Carmen got a tattoo of her boo's Big Boogie real name tatted on her. Guys, go ahead and drop some comments for me down below letting me know your thoughts on Carmen getting John, aka Big Boogie's name tatted on her. Recently, it has been going around social media that Fredo Banks was allegedly still obsessed with his ex, Nique, and he decided to take to social media and speak out.
I told y'all that I don't post on Snapchat and I don't be on that shit. I got a team that work it. But don't start making me feel played. Because then I'm going to start exposing all you inside the comments that's in my DM. Because do I really look like I'm just like thirsty behind anybody that's been in my past? I drive a Maybach. Do it really look like I'm just like thirsty for the past? Look, I done already.
So yes, guys, go ahead and drop some comments for me down below letting me know your thoughts on Fredo Banks saying that he don't even run his own Snapchat and he's not worried about anyone from his past. Let's move on to the next topic. It recently got really messy over on TikTok when Crystal's ex-friend Toni decided to take to social media and out Crystal and Ed's messy relationship.
So Ed had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend. She had Jazz. And they were just like friends or whatever. I didn't even know that they was fully on the phone for real till like me and Crystal started getting closer, and she was calling Ed in front of me, and I started realizing that their relationship was more on the phone and stuff and everything. But mind you, they both were still in relationships. Okay, they both were still in relationships. All right, so cool. So that was the first allegation. I never put them down together. They just talked on their own. That was the first allegation that needed to be stopped. Second was I'm trying to think.
The allegation is y'all fell out because of you and Ed relationship, and that's not true.
That me and Crystal fell out. No, me and Crystal, we already had our own problems before that. We had our own problems before. And I had forgave her, and this is why I get mad at myself, y'all, because I be already knowing not to befriend back people who do shit to me, because I still feel a type of way a little bit about the shit that already happened. So I try not to do that. But in the influencer world, these YouTubers and all that, they will do some weird shit to each other and then sit in each other's face and forgive each other and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I was around that shit for so long, I started pushing shit to the side that they was doing that was really like bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Because she was been doing stuff that was irritating me, and then I thought she was becoming a real friend, and then she did some weird shit again that had threw me off. So I'm finna go into the argument she was talking about last night. Because if I sit here and I try to tell y'all everything, we gonna be here all motherfucking day, because it's a lot. But okay, the incident that we was talking about the other day, the incident she was talking about last night, I mean, Crystal, we finna fast forward to Crystal and Ed. Yeah, I gotta turn the comments off. Wait, how I turn the comments off? So I mean, or whatever, and when Noonie FaceTimed me, she had flipped the camera and she showed me the living room area of Crystal house. So on the floor, it was like broken glass. It was like broke shit in the house or whatever. It was broken stuff in the house. So when it was broken stuff in the house or whatever, Noonie putting the phone up, she like, Ed came in here wilding on Crystal. Ed came in here wilding on Crystal. They just got into it. They getting into it bad or whatever. And mind you, I'm in Miami. So it's Ed, Noonie, and Crystal at one house. I'm in Miami, right? I'm in Miami the whole time. So when she FaceTimed me and she showed me, I'm like, what they got into it about? Mind you, before they got into that fight, both of them was going through couple shit already. I'm not gonna put it out there, but they was already going through couple shit, like Crystal was calling me with problems that she was peeping with Ed, that she had with Ed, but that was her, I guess, venting or whatever. And then he was calling with problems that he had, that he started peeping about Crystal or whatever, because they were still fresh. They had just got together. Right? They had just got together. So when Noonie had FaceTime me and told me that, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, well, Noonie, stay out of it, because if Ed get too mad, I don't want him to start snapping on you, so stay out of it. That's what I told Noonie. So, boom, me and Noonie get off the phone. Ed called me. So when Ed called me or whatever, me and him get on the phone, or whatever, and then he was calling with problems that he had, that he started peeping about Crystal or whatever, because they were still fresh. They had just got together. Right? They had just got together. So when Noonie had FaceTime me and told me that, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, well, Noonie, stay out of it, because if Ed get too mad, I don't want him to start snapping on you, so stay out of it. That's what I told Noonie. So, boom, me and Noonie get off the phone. Ed called me. So when Ed called me or whatever, me and him get on the phone, and I told Ed, I said, boy, you tripping. I said, you know you ain't going out with none of them girls you go out with in Miami. You going out with an influencer. You try that crazy shit, she gon' what? Like she did today. She gonna run to the internet. She gon' you can't be doing that. And I was like, you definitely can't, not saying Ed put his hands on females, but I'm like, you can't fight her. You can't fight her. I told him that on the phone. So what he told me, he like, oh, Toni, I ain't put my hands on her, sis. I ain't put my hands on her. I ain't do nothing with her. So I said, oh, so you didn't put your hands on her? He said no. So I said, so why they making it seem like it was this big old thing? So while Ed trying to explain something to me, Crystal called me, right? Mind you, like I said, I'm in Miami, so I'm not up there. I don't know what's going on. I'm not up there. So Noonie had called me first, and then it was Ed, and then Crystal called me. So when I said, Ed, hold on, this is Crystal. I get on the phone with Crystal. Crystal is crying. So Crystal crying hysterical, so she like, your brother just she going off. So when she like, your brother did this and that, and she going off, or whatever, and I'm listening to what she's saying, I'm hearing her, what she's saying. And you know, at the time, she vented to me by herself in the car, she telling me. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. She was like, and then she told me her brother was coming to check Ed. So I'm like, okay, boom. She get off the phone with me. Ed start blowing me up too. So I answer the phone for Ed. I'm like, what's up? Ed like, Toni. I'm like, yeah. He like, I did not put my hands on her. So I'm like, okay, explain. So he starts saying, he like, I didn't put my hands on her. I didn't do none of that. I'm like, all right, bet you ain't do none of that. So then he get to saying, but you know when a person tell you the story, but you're not up there. So he was leaving out shit. And I started realizing he was leaving out shit because looking back at it, when Crystal was arguing with me, she was trying to say, because I was high. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't smoked before I got on the phone with Crystal. I ain't smoke or nothing. I was already on 10 because while I was on the phone with Ed go say, and then all of a sudden while I'm arguing with her, she just outright say we in cahoots with each other. So I had took that a type of way because I was like, why would you say that we in cahoots with each other when before y'all popped out on the media, I told you, because y'all remember Crystal was messing with me or whatever. And then y'all remember that part. And they had got into it. And y'all remember when I said Crystal called me trying to say, oh, your brother did this and that. And she was like, I'm finna send my brother over here. My brother finna come check him. Remember Crystal said she had a brother coming to check him. The brother had came and Ed was upstairs, I guess, talking to the brother about whatever. Because like I said, I wasn't in Houston. I wasn't there for the conversation. But apparently Ed was talking to this brother and telling this brother stuff that I guess me and him conversated about or whatever. But Ed failed to come back and tell me that. Like, he failed to come back and tell me. He just came on the phone and was like, Crystal started snapping on me out of nowhere and saying that we in cahoots with each other. So it had got me hype a little bit, because I'm like, because on the phone with him, I said, why would she say we in cahoots with each other? So when I had called Crystal, and I'm like, Crystal, why you saying we in cahoots with each other when I told you to keep your trick, and wait to pop out with Ed? I want you to pop out with Ed. I said, wait, just wait till you get your shit. I never, you know how me and him in cahoots with each other about you or whatever. She was like, no, because he went to my brother or whatever, saying, and then this is what Crystal said. This was the first thing she said. Y'all remember that part? And stuff that y'all don't know, and I would have to go through it in order with y'all. I was trying to do it with y'all like that, the long way, but y'all didn't want that. So I'll just speak on the topic at hand that she did. Short. Okay, I did call Ed mom, but don't think I just called Ed mom to talk shit about them. I called Ed mom because they had my belongings, and I'm gonna get into that later. I'm gonna get into that next. Y'all ready for this? Okay, I'm gonna get into that next. I remember that. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I had to call Storm to go over there and get my stuff, because I went to Atlanta. Mind you, Ed offered to bring my stuff from, because mind you, y'all remember me and Noonie, we had a crib together. Noonie had moved to another crib. Some music opportunities started happening for me in Miami that led me to stay in Miami. So I still had like phones up there, and I had like sentimental pictures up there or whatever. So Ed offered to bring the stuff down for me. He offered to bring the stuff down because Noonie was going to actually ship it down to me. This is after the fallout or whatever. And he brought my stuff. When he brought my stuff and it was time for me to get my stuff, Crystal held my stuff hostage.
Like a weird ass bitch.
Like I'm Jazz or something. Like we eating each other coochie. What you holding my stuff hostage for? I'm not your girlfriend.
So what was she saying? When you were saying, like, when you were trying to get the stuff?
I never had, and then y'all, she talked about this pink powder bag. Y'all, let me tell y'all. This is what happened, right? With the pink powder bag. Crystal had came to Miami one time. When they come to Miami, they I gotta drive them around or whatever in my car or whatever. So Crystal she claims this. To this day, I never seen a pink powder bag. But Crystal claims she left her pink powder bag in my purse. Mind you, I had left my car at the mechanic because my car, something was wrong with it. It had broke down. I gave it to the mechanic or whatever. I checked the car before I gave it to the mechanic. Now, she told me about this powder bag way before we had issues. This is way before we had issues. This is when her and Ed was still good. She was still with her trick, all that. You know, everything was still good. She asked me to check my car for the powder bag. I checked it. It was no powder bag. I told her that the first time. She still insisted that it was the powder bag. I told her, well, Crystal, now my car is in the mechanic. So when it comes out the mechanic, I'll check it again to see if it's really a pink powder bag. My car came out the mechanic or whatever. It was never a bag in my car. I done took videos in my car, everything. And then to this day, ain't nobody ever see me with a pink prop stuff that y'all don't know. And I would have Ed was up there on the phone with the brother. I mean, not on the phone. Ed was up there in person on the phone. Toni Water gone. But he was on the phone with the not on the phone. He was in person talking to the brother. And I guess he was telling the brother about the stuff like, even my own sister told me not to buy you no watch. He said something like that. So when I got back on the phone with Crystal, because when I got on the phone with Ed tried to say, sis, nah, because I said, remember, Ed was up there. So when he said that ain't happened or whatever, the brother that Crystal said that she was bringing to check him came to the house. So I guess when Ed was telling me the story of what happened, he left out the part where he apparently talked to Crystal's brother about me. Like, so I guess, like, you know, when a nigga talking to another nigga, this is how he told me the conversation went. I don't know if it went like this because, like I said, I wasn't up there. But he said, he didn't say this on the phone immediately, but after the whole situation, I was like, they told me that the conversation that he had with the brother was like, oh, my sister told me not to buy no watch for you, something like that. And Crystal, I guess, took that as I was telling him not to buy her nothing or some shit like that. That was the first thing she said that I had said to him. That was like weird. So I said, why the fuck would I tell Ed not to buy you nothing? So if you was on the TikTok, y'all seen me pull out that screenshot of Ed texting me about getting her an LB bag on her birthday, and I told him, bro, it's not nothing wrong with buying your girl stuff. I had sent that to Crystal at the time. I had sent that to Crystal as like just to show her, like, bitch, this is just your nigga 2 days ago asking if he should buy Crystal, if he should buy you an LB bag, and I told his ass, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, why the fuck is you asking me whether or not you should buy your girl a bag or if she deserved it? You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing with the Rolex, he said that, but he didn't tell Crystal what the conversation was, because he came to me talking about something, he want to buy Crystal a Rolex, and I said, okay, but what about y'all house? Because they've been talking about moving in with each other for the longest, and Ed and her was supposed to get like a condo or apartment, and they was like stalling about the place, about them getting the place together. They was stalling for the longest. So I said, Ed, why would you get a watch and you over here trying to figure out where the fuck you finna be at and sleep in Houston? I said, you need to get the house first and then get the watch if you gonna do anything. But he didn't tell her the whole conversation. He just made it seem, I guess, when he was in the brother face, like, oh, my own sister says she don't deserve shit, like, da-da-da-da, told her. And it never went like that. If the conversation went like that, I'm just assuming that it went like that because, like I said, I wasn't there. So when he said that ain't happened over there, I'm in cahoots with this nigga. I'm like, fuck you mean I'm in cahoots with this nigga? I said, I told you to keep your trick.
But by that being your brother and her nigga, you're not thinking he doing nothing like.
Yeah, I wasn't
thinking it's no foul play.
Because like I said, when all of them was up there in Houston, everybody, you already know the situation. Everybody was having side conversations about me. I didn't know what was going on the whole time. Until Noonie told me everything. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I would have never knew nothing. If Noonie ain't record and talking shit about me, if I ain't hear none of that shit, I would have never knew none of that shit was going on. So if we really talk about shit, that's what, like, you know, and me and Ed friendship ain't end because of Crystal. If we talking about it, y'all. Me and Ed friendship ended because I found they recorded Ed talking shit about me, and I ain't gonna lie, like I told y'all, I find out one little thing that you do to me, it's hard for me to be genuine again. And the person that know me the most like that is Ed. He know that the most about me. Like, he know if you do one thing to me and I feel like you being flawed or fake, I fake kick it with you. Like, I'll be like, all right, that's how it's going, I'll fake it, or I'll cut you off. That's another thing. And I'm in cahoots with it. I called Ed mom because Ed them wasn't picking up the phone for me when they had my stuff. You get what I'm saying? So basically, Crystal, when he came down with my stuff and Crystal had took it, he called me and he was like, oh, Crystal got your stuff. I said, what you mean Crystal got my stuff? Mind you, at this time, my car is in the mechanic. Everybody knew my car was in the shop. So I'm like, what you mean Crystal got my stuff? And I'm 50 minutes from Ed because I'm in Broward at this time at my sister's. So I'm like, what you mean Crystal got my stuff? I said, I need my phone because I was going to Atlanta to go to the studio, and all my music is on my phones, y'all. Everybody know my music, my work is on my phones. So I'm like, what you mean? Like, I said, you offered to bring my stuff down and we've been friends. And you know, I was looking at him crazy because you making it a thing like you gotta choose between your girl and your old friend, and you don't have to. If being my friend is causing an issue for you and your bitch, because it was never no issue with Crystal and Ed being together. I don't like that narrative. I don't like that because I never had an issue with them. I call Ed, I need my belongings. You either finna give it to me, or because I sent my friends to go to Ed's house to get my stuff because I was in Atlanta. Cause she waited till I got to Atlanta and still didn't give me my stuff. I'm thinking this bitch finna give me my stuff before I go to Atlanta. I even called this bitch Star 67 and said, Crystal, your pink Prada purse is nowhere in my car, and you know I don't have no purse because you know I would have been gave you a purse if I had one. Why the fuck is you holding my stuff? I said, you being a weird bitch. You don't want to be cool with me, bitch. We ain't gotta be cool. Give me my shit. And she would not give me my shit. Ed claimed he was trying to get my shit, talking to the brother, talking to my brother and all that. I look on TikTok live, these motherfuckers on dates with my phones, bitch. What the fuck? Y'all ain't trying to get a fuck thing. Y'all trying to play with me. At this point, y'all is playing with me.
No, they definitely playing, and it seemed like Ed trying to hide his hand. Like, he definitely is feeding into this drama. He trying to act like he not.
No, you know what I think it was? Ed didn't know how to, like, maneuver with a friend and a home girl, like, cause he done made it so weird between me and Crystal, and and it's a lot of reasons why I could tell you he made it weird. Cause Crystal is weird too. It ain't just Ed. Crystal is weird. She's weird too. But I'm just letting you know. Hold on, give me a second. I need my belongings. Do video work or whatever. We all had got into it like a little altercation, and I felt as though Crystal kind of instigated it because she knew that was the first time I really got mad at Ed. And I didn't get mad at Ed because of her. I got mad at Ed because of this bitch, this Too Raw girl. Well, I'm not gonna call her a bitch because I don't have no problem with her no more. But it was this girl Too Raw. Ed was doing like business with, and I didn't have an issue that he was doing business with her. But Crystal would call my phone as if she had to constantly defend me around this girl. Like she was talking about me in front of Crystal and Ed. So I called Ed and I was like, me and you finna fall out if you got this bitch talking about me in front of feeling comfortable to talk about me in front of Crystal and stuff, especially if Crystal my peoples and you bringing her around to work with this girl and all type of shit. This my peoples, you know? And Ed was like, put me on speaker. I put him on speaker and he cussed Crystal out. Well, he didn't cuss her out, but he was like, stop going back telling Toni shit as if this girl talking about Toni and this girl not. So Crystal then switches up and was like, I'm not. And we ended up going to Ed's house or whatever. And when we just was making that up? No, she was trying to make it seem like it's like when Ed confronted her about it in her face too, and not over the phone, she do video work or whatever.
You think a bitch finna go sit at Kiana and Nique them house and be up in they shit, not paying no bills, driving cars and dressed up in they shit and like, come on now, again, like you knew you had you a nice friend and you used it, and that's just what it was. No shade, because that was one of the main reasons apparently she wanted to be cool with me. Just like how she say, oh, that's why I brought Ed around. Yeah, that's why you brought Ed around. You brought Ed around to bait me up so I could be your friend so that we could talk.
So how long was she staying with you?
Okay, so up until the first fallout, she was staying with me. From the minute that we met, damn near, after she came back to Houston and she came and she stayed there up until we fucking fell out. Then she came back and she stayed with me again when Noonie moved out the other house, and she didn't go to Noonie's house with her. She ended up coming to my house when I picked her up from Raymonte's house. And she stayed there up until we fell out again.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this
It's the fact
situation
that
like that.
hearing how it sound about, like, I just know, like, you could really pop your shit about it because, like, bitch, she does sound homeless and, like, no shade. But,
It's like, no shade.
carry
I don't
on.
feel like I'm better than nobody. I don't feel like, because you feel me, just how you could talk about somebody, it could be you tomorrow. But what I don't tolerate is me being and then like the whole genuine word just being thrown around. You wouldn't know genuine if it looked at you in your face. No shade. Like I literally was a genuine ass friend. It's not too many bitches. You think a bitch finna go? That's because I wasn't just hitting you for no. Mm-hmm. So as I'm hearing, no, that's because I wasn't just hitting you for no reason. Boom.
I ain't answering the phone.
Yes. He was on the phone.
No, I was not, bro.
Well, from what I heard, because how the fuck that bitch know anything? By the time I called that bitch knew the whole story from top to bottom. I'm like, oh,
bro, because I ain't never called her back.
Listen. So, as we talking and shit, I'm like, y'all in cahoots around this bitch. Ed go tell the bitch that I said that they in cahoots. She called me talking all crazy. I treat the fuck out that bitch.
Cause look,
I get on your ass. I get in the house and I say, bitch, you telling that bitch my business? Smack. Bitch, I just kept hitting him. No shade. Cause
bro,
it's like,
listen.
what the fuck? Don't get rid of this bitch telling that bitch
Crystal
my business.
think whatever she want to think, like.
I fuck with that hoe since that day. Oh my grandma, that hoe.
Man, listen, Crystal ain't give a fuck. Like, I could tell her the right shit, she still don't give a fuck. I'm telling her, man, that shit was not like that. Crystal's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
But there was too much cahoot shit going around.
It wasn't no cahoot shit. I'm trying to check y'all too. Like, what the fuck?
I know exactly who. Exactly. Bitches was being messy. Got mad because I said a bitch was in cahoots. That bitch tried to. Look. This is what got that bitch cut off. She told me, I could be telling Ed all your business. Bitch, what business? Now I gotta smack you. No
all right,
shade.
but look, on some shit, y'all were being messy.
And that bitch
me,
ain't come back to Houston since.
Chill your soft ass.
I don't like that bitch.
And
I'm finally so glad I can finally say it. Like, I don't like that bitch.
Y'all finally gave her a pass that said she's soft.
I don't like that bitch.
She's soft.
I don't like that
all right.
bitch.
Anyways, Y'all two are being in cahoots with me and you trying to reverse it. One thing about you, you a real manipulator. That's why I'm finna change your contact name back.
No.
I used
Y'all
to
was both, y'all, first of all,
listen.
y'all was both on some hee hee ha ha, we friends shit,
I
trying
used
to
to-
team up against me, and this shit backfired on both of y'all.
Fuck no. But anyway, I used to have Crystal's contact name as manipulator. Cause all she do is try to manipulate me.
Let it be on the T-page. I don't give a fuck. 'Cause I got all the messages. Yes, like, what? Bitch. When I went outside, you went outside. When I had that shit on, you had that shit on. Like, bitch, the audacity of you. That's why me and Noonie so tight like we is now, no shade. So my grandma, that Noonie ain't never did no snake shit to me. And my grandma, anything that she said behind my back, anything that we done said behind each other back, or da-da-da-da, we could say right to each other face and we can get right back cool. That's one thing about it. Did that weird one. Harry Monte calling me, y'all. Toni said, can she get her phones back? Please just get a girl her phones back. I said, I'm not giving her back. I'm not giving her back her shit. Like, she got to come up with my purse. How the fuck do you lose my purse? She's like, I get it. Like, I ain't yes. Like.
So this is when Noonie recorded Ed talking shit about me during this time because Ed got so pissed about the whole episode, he started running his mouth about me. And Noonie recorded it. So when Noonie recorded it or whatever, and shit like that, Noonie came back to me and she played it for me. And the only reason why Noonie recorded Ed and played it back for me was because it was a lot of he say, she say involving Noonie. Because me and Noonie on the phone or whatever, and I'm telling Noonie about the big altercation that happened outside of Ed's house. She like, hold on, girl, Crystal calling me. So we get off the phone, mind you, Crystal's still on the phone acting like we cool.
She said you be on the beans. I should have been on the bean and beat the fuck out of her that day. And then she saying I be on beans. Was this not the bitch who took it with me?
Toni took a bean?
Oh, my grandma. Like, she took an X.
Nah, y'all been doing all types
We
of
was in the
shit.
club. That bitch was grabbing bottles, ready to fucking pop a bitch in they fucking head. Like, what? Let's talk about it. Bitch was on them X's as much as I was. Knowing she took a piece of it. Literally. She said,
Welcome to Houston. No shame. Magic, mind your business, boo. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is between two grown people. Me and Toni. Yeah, I am doing dishes. And yeah, Toni started it. No shade. I just finished it. She ain't no... It's forever gonna... I'm forever gonna get that lit back. I ain't gonna lie. I'm warning you, Magic Boo. Take the warning. She don't got none of her genuine friends that she had before, boo. Take that as a sign. And Toni, get off that girl page. Inserting her in drama. You see, what type of weird friend will be inserting her into drama? What type of weird friend will be inserting her into drama? That's literally a sign. I'm on your page on my own. Oh, okay. Take that upon you, boo. Cause when it's you arguing, that girl ain't gonna jump in and say nothing for you. I'm crying. Child, I'm 25 years old. Child younger than me can't tell me nothing. I seen you talk about her and got on here. Okay, Magic. Go ahead, boo. Go ahead, boo. Y'all, it's truly a key. I ain't finna cook nothing. I'm finna make some breakfast. Leavers don't be playing. I really don't be playing. You was not over 25 yet. Why y'all fell out? Child. I already spoke on that. Like I said, y'all, I got a screenshot for everybody that's trying to stay online. I got up here to clear up that video. I am not the fucking weirdo. If we gonna push it on the floor, we gonna push it on the floor. That's just what it is and what it's gonna be. What the hell, you? But the only thing a motherfucker said, that's the only thing a motherfucker be trying to clear up. She don't want it. She don't want, but you ain't gonna say I'm mad about anything else, cause you know I ain't. What the hell, you? You feel me, Deidre? I'm not pregnant. Hold on. I'm trying to save her. She ain't trying to listen. She is not trying to listen. Look at Deidre. Guess she's so messy. She is not trying to listen. She's going to have to find out the hard way.
Drop some comments for me down below letting me know your thoughts on everything that Toni had to say over on TikTok. And what did you guys think about Crystal's response? And what do you think about Ed being in the mix of all of this? Thanks for tuning in to Messy Tea with Tay. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content. Thanks.